It's Tony here at NORCAL SS Customs, and today we're going to be doing a little installation guide on new endlinks I came out with. I'll be showing the benefits on the install, what we're doing, how it helps out, and it's just a step above what's out there. I consider this pretty much the best lowered endlink you could have in the rear of the 2020 Tahoes, GM SUVs. Start off with the tools that you need. Drill, gloves, because they're also going to mess up their pretty fingers, right? Glasses, because we have to drill into the mounting bracket. At least a 75 foot-pound torque wrench, crescent wrench, 3/4, an 18mm wrench, 3/8 drive, ratchet drive, extension. Then I have here a 1/2 inch, 3/8 drive long, and then an 18mm, so 3/4, an 18mm, and a 10mm. So we'll need all that for the install. When you get the kit, it'll be packaged like this. Clearly, this is going to be the left side when you see how I do it on the install. Drill bit, I include everything. So you guys don't need to go anywhere. Literally, just the basic hand tools. You can get everything going. So let me start an install. I'll show you guys what's going on. So bring this all down there. So the stock links are going to be 18mm. So that's going to be your stock setup on this. It's an 18mm, and you're going to remove those completely. I include new bigger grade 8 bolts. You guys are going to see it all when I install, what's involved, and the benefits of what these bigger bolts do. It completely gets rid of the rear slop on the suspension. Yeah, so let's roll with this. All right, here we go. So, these will be 18. And then get 18 on this guy. I'm gonna try to do this video as a full shot, it's so you guys exactly what it, how long it takes. Excuse me, 3/4 on the inside is 18. This is a little loose on this one already, so let me get this one out. Quick little couple seconds, right? And in the top, same thing. Top is going to be actually 18mm on both sides. So, all right. You gotta get that in there. You know what I mean? As with anything in life, a little makes it better. So here we go. Check this out. So stock GM bolts, right? When GM makes these brackets, there's tons of play here. It just moves all around. I hate that shit, literally. So on mine, I have a grade 8 upgrade. That's thicker shoulder. That literally gets rid of all that play. I mean, it's in there. So, yeah, so let me start with the install on these real quick. Pretty basic. On certain models GM runs, so you guys know, from a 2020, the rear control arms back, they're all the same. These mounts on both sides, GM, some of them are thinner, actual the spacing between, some are thicker. So what I did is when I machined all this, had a company machine it for me, I had to do the midway point. So sometimes you might have to open it up. Let me get like a little crescent. I don't know if this one's gonna have to be like that, but you just open up a little bit here. And it's only 1 to 2mm space. A lot of these aftermarket companies, when they do these mounts, you gotta bend the hell out of these, not these. So let's see how this one works out. So here we go. So this truck is about a 5 to 5.5 inch drop. So I'll set these at the shortest distance here. It's 4 7/8. The other ones I have will be a little over 6 inches. That's closer to 3-inch drop. So easy. So you have a washer, all grade 8 stuff I include. You have a spacer, so you have washer, spacer, right? Endlink. Now let's see how this one works out. Endlink here. Yep, this one went in. So this one, you don't have to open it. This one, you guys, like I said, some might not. And then on the back side, it's a nut. Go. And once I'm done with all this, I torque these down to 65 foot-pounds. We'll do it after we're done. So let's tighten this one up. So now people are like, okay, there's a big distance here. So what happens, you have to relocate the sway bar over to the passenger side. The reason is, I'll show you, once you lower this, if you do not relocate the passenger side to the passenger side, the sway bar smacks the panel bar bracket. So you get your drill. There we go. There's a little 10 millimeter here. Let me get my little wrench real quick. You could use the regular hand tools, but you know, if I could use an impact, I will, because I'm pretty lazy sometimes. So there you go. 10 mil, 10 mil. Let's do this one. Bam. And oh, there we go. Now, because the other bushing is still holding it, you're good. This is going to get relocated to the core side over here, about an inch, and I'll show you guys how to do that. That's why there's a drill bit in my actual kit, so you don't need to go to the store and get one. So let's start with the passenger side. What I do here, just so it's easier to move this bar over, just loosen this just a little bit. Just a little bit. So a little bit on this one, and now we can loosen these. Same thing. 18 millimeter here, and 3/4 here. 18 on inside, 3/4 outside. I'll get this guy in here. Sorry, 3/4 inside, 18 outside. That would help, right? That one. That one. Smooth. All right. All right. So simple. Like that, and then you know what? Let me get 18 millimeter on this guy here, which this should be 18 still on it. I'm no video pro, so I might make little mistakes here and there, but there you go. Take this off. All right. And, you know, sometimes also what I notice is on these links, let me find the, guys, see, look at this, it's bent. See it? A lot of times these things bend because the sway bar moves over, and a lot of these other kits don't address this. You know, on mine I include a sway bar lock collars. Other people, they don't. What happens is you have aftermarket links from companies, they break here or they break here, you know, because the sway bar is getting pushed over, and it's certain little welds here, they don't hold up. Or the bushings get elongated, they all get chewed up. So that's why this hind joint has all the articulation in it. So yeah, so let me pop this out. Let me get the top one off. Let's do this. 18 mil. 18 mil. Give it a little good, oh yeah. Oh yeah, there we go. And you know, if you guys have a ratchet, this truck has dual exhaust, you could probably use an impact, you know, a little 3/8 drive impact to get it off. But I know a lot of people, they don't have it, so I don't mind using hand tools. It may take a little longer here and there, but yeah, so let's see what this end link looks like. Let's see what this guy looks like. Let me pop this off. Let's see. Looks all right. Real loose here, real loose. This one looks straight, the other one was bent. Oh yeah, and the bolts. So, see, even the factory has a lot of play, but this is the one that, like I tell people, like sway bar. They include this other, you know, these. See, look at that. And even the factory, when you put it in there, look at the play it has. Whereas that bolt, I was showing you guys my grade 8. Look at that. Solid. I mean, barely any, but now you have this much. You see there's that much versus, look at that. Junk. All right. So now comes the time you have to move the sway bar over, right? Because what happens, you don't move the sway bar over, that's gonna happen. Not good. So easy. Get to the sway bar, see? Pull it over. Foot over, line it up. So we'll have to move it above here. So let me get the end link set up first. And this is where the passenger side comes into effect. So you have a spacer here. The spacer is going to go on the inside of that mounting bracket here. I'll show you guys. So you have bolt goes in. See this one too. This one, yeah, same thing. This frame rail, you don't have to use it on this truck. You didn't have to use the crescent wrench. But like I said, like the other side, if it is, it's 1 or 2 millimeters, you just open up just a little bit. This one didn't need it. Boom. Actually, let me do this. Okay, boom. That's in. So the bolt's in. Now, you have the bolt washer that goes against the frame rail. You have the spacers. So the spacers, remember, the outside is always going to be the bigger diameter. So that one's touching the frame. You have the link. You have a link there. Then you have another spacer, shorter, smaller slide, touches the actual heim joint. You have a grade A washer, and you have a bolt. All right, so I made these bolts the size of them, so it's pretty much flush. You don't have a lot of meat sticking out, so yeah. And now you have the sway bar on the bottom. So see, this one's over too much, so what I usually do is, let me show you guys. Take this one out. All right, cool. So it depends on where it's going to sit. Like this truck would have it about there, looks level. The final fitment, usually what I do is I do it on the other side, put the bracket in, move the sway bar over, do the final fitment. So for now, you might have to move this bracket off a little bit. Certain model years, GM used longer ones, so I've also removed these before. So let's go back over here, and I'm going to line up how much we have to move the sway bar over, and then we'll see exactly what length we have to set that to. So, sway bar is moved over to the passenger side, right about there. Hand links are here, so here we go. Let me get that other bolt. See my nuts. Yeah, sometimes I lose these things, so here we go. Usually I like to match the top, so if the bolt head is facing out here, do the bolt head facing out here too. So you have this, right? Okay. You got this guy here. Boom. You have the sway bar. See, and it's a bigger one that fits in there nice and tight. Washer and nut. So see, now I'll set the other side up for movement wise, and then from where we set the other side, we'll know where to drill this. Now let me go with the other one. Okay. So on this one here, on this is a different link. Like I said, they vary from years to years. Some 04s have been put on to like 2013 or 2015. They use this. So this one you could just take off. It's a 10 millimeter. I do think it was a 10. Let me just double check here. It would help if I could find it. Oh, there it is. You know what? It's a 12. So let me get a 12. Hold on. Oh man. Come on, open that one up. Oops, sorry. 13 actually, it's a 13. So pop off that 13. E-brake cable won't destroy anything with this not being here. Nothing to worry about. kind of a long one, so that's why you like to do how-tos. You guess people send directions in their kits. And it's a lot easier to understand things when you see a video. So, yeah. This one here goes up. So it's going to clear. No problem. Now, you got to set this up the right way. So, you have here bolt handle outside, comes inside, goes to the heim joint. Show you guys a second. Boom. Heim joint. And then we have let's see, one of them is missing. But I know I had it here. There he goes. Actually, the guy filming is one of my boys. Is his truck. So, yeah, helping me out. So you have, remember, washer and the nut. So for now, these are just, hand tightened. Hand tightened. Now, at this point, this guy here, we could put up all the way. So that's a 10 millimeter. Now comes the fun part. You gotta drill this bracket out. So here you've got to make sure there's clearance, okay? So this link is adjustable. So right now, I just tightened it. I noticed the link is probably pushing out a little bit to the passenger side, a little too far. So, and you can move it over, see? So there you go. So here, it clears the panel bar bracket. It won't hit. And this is one part where this kit stands out too. Other kits on the market, they'll go and they hit the panel bar bracket because the whole sway bar moves over back and forth. Whereas mine, I include lock collars. Now, with this lock collar, the sway bar won't be able to move to the passenger side. To the driver's side. It will lock it in. Driver's side, the bend is going to keep it in the same place. So you're pretty much set to go. Once you put this in, just make sure the link is straight and it clears this guy right here, the panel bar bracket. Now, I'm going to go back over here. Retighten it. I tighten it up just to double check too before you drill the holes on this side. So, take a check. You're clear. Good. So we come back over here. Now what I try to do is, I try to push this as far over as I can. So you have the stock mounting bolts are here. What I do is, I push this over so the sway bar won't be able to come out to the passenger side. So easy, put it here. And this is where you have to have glasses on, so I recommend it. Drill bit. And like I said, with my kit, I already include the drill bits and the bolts, self-tapping bolts. So, there you go. Watch your eyes when you do this. Make sure this is pushed all the way over and just drill your first primary hole. Just put this on fast. There it is. All right. And then what I do before I get to the front hole, put that 1/2 inch long guy extension, and this I included mine too. So, self-tapping bolts, you got the hole there, and just, there it is, bam. So this one here, same thing. Drill bit, get over. There it is. Would help if I put a nut on it, right? So this one, what happens, it goes, there's a little divot here. So what I do is, as soon as you have a little tension on it, that's all you need. This ain't gonna go nowhere. So this is gonna be all clear. This will be work fine. Last but not least, sway bar lock collar. So you have this 2.5 Allen keyway. Allen hex head. So I know it's a pain sometimes it takes these out, but I always screw these all the way in because I don't know, with shipping, something falls out, a box opens up, you lose one of these guys, and then you're like, oh man, can't do an install. So that's it. Cool. I'll take this off one more time. Let's see here. All right, that's it. Now, you have this here. Easy. Slides over here. This rests against the actual rubber bushing here. Put all the way in. And here comes the fun part. I hate this part because they fall out sometimes. But what you could do is, before you screw them in, go sideways like this and match it up. Make it easier. And then one falls out like it just did, right? Let's do this back here. A little more space. There we go. Oh man. Let's see if I get away with this one a little bit. I know I did on my Escalade like that, but there you go. All right, cool. So there. Yeah, all right, good. That's it. That's it. All right, let me tighten it up here. Where that other one fall out at? Oh, it fell out here. Huh. Always happens like that. There it goes. Cool. All right. Well, shit happens on installs. All right, cool. Put this in. All right, now. All right, here we go, man. This part takes forever, but yeah, if you have a little impact, you probably can do it a lot quicker with a 2.5 millimeter fit the socket on it. There you go. Once you get in there, like anything else in life, right? It works out pretty good. All right. Alright, so hold on. Let's do this side now. I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, you got to fast forward to the video. You know, I just want to try to show you guys like real life installed. And this was turning out worst case scenario, right? But how it turns out. So, all right, so starting to get tight. You're gonna slide this, and what I usually do, I always have you never know when bolts, stuff from the freeway could get hit up or anything like that. So always mount it backwards. I always mount these backwards and tighten them in all the way in the back. So press against the actual bushing and just tighten them up. So here we go. Let me do this a little bit more and then I'll slide it into place. Hold on. All right, now it's starting to lock up on me. Here we go, do this one. All right, here we go. All right, well, that's already tight right there. All right, let me do the bottom one. So, swing it all the way in, tighten it all the way down. Snug, no Superman. 10,000 foot-pounds of torque. Just remember, it's aluminum, so just snug and it won't go anywhere. All right, so bam, sway bars in, new bolts in. Now comes the links. You always want to tighten everything at right height. That's why I have the truck on lifts like this. Anytime you do suspension work, guys, always do a final torque when the full load is on the truck. If not, it's gonna bind up and get messed up. So this one here is torque wrench. Grade A bolts, 1/2 inch by 20. I think it was 80 foot-pounds shearing. So 65 foot-pounds would be more enough. So set this at 65. I mean, you do a little hand tightening, you know what I mean, if you guys are familiar. But I know there's always those smart asses. Oh, you didn't use a torque wrench on everything. Well, yeah, this will be fine. Oh, more here. There we go. One more. 64, 65. There we go. So, these are going to be all 3/4 inch, right? So 3/4, get 3/4, you get 3/4 socket. And just, here we go. And that's it. Let's see, this one, my shock might be in the way. It's no problem. That's why we have the little extension here. Here we go. Here we go. There we go. Always try to tighten on the bolt head side, okay? That's where you really want to tighten it on. This one might be a little bit more of a pain, but it's the right way. Go. Almost there. Man, this would be a pain. Let's do this. Hold on, let me check one more time. Okay. You know what? On this one too, guys, what you could do is the upper link. You can set this one up because it's a aluminum little spacer here. Just set the top one at to like 50 pounds would be enough. Just so you don't crunch aluminum too much. So this one's in, didn't bend any brackets. Good to go. Now let me do the other side. There you go. All right. Top one might be a little bit hard to get to, but let's try this with dual exhaust. That might be easy, huh? It's easy on the other side. All right, cool. Remember, bolt head, washer, bushing, heim joint, bushing, washer, and bolt. So I always like to use bolts on everything. And the right size. You guys can see this one, it gets rid of the slop completely. Okay, and that's all. That's full install. That's it. So before, you guys, sway bar used to be down in here. Literally, you can see a difference. So, yeah, parallel, what you want it, parallel with the ground. Lock the sway bar lock collars in there. This heim joint it gives you some articulation here, and your guys are good to go. Oh, forgot. When you're finally done, you get everything in. To tighten the joints down. So for case this one here, snug. This one here, top one, snug it. You have to get probably two all in there. So that's snug. So yeah, so you have just this, tighten against here, tighten against the upper. Both sides, do that, and that's the install. Yeah, appreciate you guys. I'm glad I could come out with a product like this for you guys. Any questions, give me a call, 415-519-2432. Instagram, NORCAL SS Customs. Text me. Oh, and I give lifetime warranty. You break a grade A bolt, doesn't matter. You jump the truck off a building and breaks. I'll replace it. No questions asked. I tested this on my older Escalade, and I tested this on my 2002 now. and it rips. And anybody that knows me, I'm hard on my cars because if it passed my test and I don't break it, I'm 100% sure you won't break it. So thanks again, appreciate the time, and I'll talk to you guys soon.